Hi everyone, I've just started recording this webinar. Welcome to the recap of APAC. And for those of you that aren't on mute, please place yourself on mute because the rustling and the little background noise work. So if you've got a mute button on the bottom, where you've got your mute button is on the bottom left. I will also mute you all. So if you need to come on at any stage or you'd like to ask a question, please just put it in the chat bar and I can unlock you from the thing. Hey, Tammy. Hey, everyone. So I'd like to welcome all the leaders on here. So we have Rona, who's AKA Alan Simpson, as you can see up there. So, and we have Jenny Drew. And we've got Chris Lewin, who's our king in the line. And we have Louise. And we have Robin. Anyone I've forgotten? I think that's all of us, isn't it? And so we've all... Hey?
Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You forgot Jenny.
Yeah. And we've all come together as crossline leaders through a bit of a chat and a discussion when we were at APAC, and we had such a ball. It was amazing. We had heaps of fun, and it was a really strong bonding session for us all. Some of us hadn't really met together or gone on any trips yet, so yeah, we just had so much fun. So welcome to everyone that's come on board, and you've been specially invited and selected. So, you know, you are key leaders and key people in our teams that we really care about, and we wanted to share this specifically with you. It wasn't an invite for everyone. So take that you're special, you know, that's what it is. And we're going to have little steps of calls to action throughout this whole webinar. There's going to be lots of tips and things. So make sure you've got a notepad and a pen ready to rock and roll so you can take some notes. And Rona, I'm going to hand it over to you for anything I've forgotten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything I've forgotten? I don't know. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rona, and I live in Newcastle. This is my daughter, Bianca, if you haven't met me before. And I've got some of my team on here that are from France, actually. So it's an international webinar. It's pretty cool. Very excited. There we are. That's Lindsay up there. Maybe my son Ryan might get on a bit later. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you heard what Mel said, if you can push on your own mute buttons. So they're actually down the bottom of the screen on the left-hand side. For all of you that are on there. Yeah. And that's about it. So I'm going to hand you back to Rah, who's going to lead us into the first part of the presentations.
Okay.
To go through the agenda.
Yeah, that's right. So just want to let you know that what we're going to do as leaders is, just so you guys get a little bit of a sense of what's going to go on here, we're going to describe really what we loved about each of the main key presentations that we saw at the Leadership Summit in Malaysia. And so we're going to speak each, you know, a couple of minutes and run through, and maybe we'll get to loop again. We're just going to check time, and then there'll be some questions and answers at the end. So, yeah, so that's about it. So I'm going to get started with a fellow called Ty Tolman. Now, Ty is a really special dude, and I'm just going to bring up, you'll notice that my language is really pretty different. I'm half Kiwi, half Aussie. And I pull in some pretty funny words like dude, which is pretty hilarious. Anyway. So Ty is, I took a note on him. Hang on a sec, I'm just going to bring it up. So Ty's pretty cool. He's Kiwi as well, and he's right at rugby. And he is, let me just bring it up all about Ty because I take a note on it. So I think, yeah, anyway, can't find my notes. That's good, isn't it? Great way to start. So Ty is now, I think he's the leader of APAC. Rhoda, do you know what? Oh, yeah, so he's got hang on, I found my notes. So he's the Vice President of Asia Pacific, and he's got a 16-year background in direct sales and global marketing management. So they've kind of brought him on board with Young Living to continue on with helping us link together as culture. One of the biggest things that he spoke about, which I loved, was culture. So I'm going to show you a couple little photos, and I think the biggest part that I felt coming from Ty was his energy and how he just had heaps of fun up on stage. Everyone just he was a ball. So you guys could, those of you that are up on the screen,
pretty good looking too. Wasn't hard to watch. He was pretty good looking too. Wasn't hard to watch.
Yeah. And this was his first quote that he put up on there by Confucius. I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. And what I really took from that was that he was sharing with us about getting in there, getting into the nitty-gritty people, being practical, giving them action steps. Like, there's all blah, 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 and we can learn from someone presenting up on stage. But if you get down and get into people's lives and help them take action, that's where the real learning comes, because they're, it's just the easiest way for people to learn. And that's what I understood from his quote here. And then, so he was talking about rugby, which is pretty cool. He talked about the All Blacks, and they are a pretty phenomenal team. And he said that, let me just bring this up here, that, that with the All Blacks, they've come from, they're such a small nation, and let me see if I can pull up the actual slide that talks about the nation. No, it's really a phenomenal percentage of the population. I don't know if any of you leaders know the percentage of the population, but I didn't take the notes on that. But
that what?
Just that, like, the numbers of the New Zealand population that are into the All Blacks compared to how many team players there were, because it was really
into the rugby. No, I don't have it.
Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. So, and they have had, like, look at their win rate. So the All Blacks won 88% over 116 years. That's a huge success.
I'm thinking it was like 3% or something.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it was 80% or something ridiculous.
It was really high. It was super high. So and what I really, he said there was only 3 losses in the last 6 years, and that's pretty phenomenal. So they are the first nation to win the World Cup, and they've just got the best record ever in any sport. And I really love that about learning about this sport that I had been involved with, but I didn't even realise that they had such a really strong culture through New Zealand. And, the All Blacks, for the size of the country, it's pretty big. So the question that he offered us was, what is culture in your, in your team, and where does it sit in your business? And culture to Ty, like he said, it's a set of values, expectations and practices. So it's kind of a fusing of all sorts of things together. What else did he really key share there? The culture of success was that leaders create leaders. There is basics and systems that really get done well, and people that lead. He talked about the character over the talent, and the character over the talent was a lot to do with people were hired on the rugby team for their character rather than their skill set. So when they were out scouting, they would look for people that would play well, that were awesome team players, and that's what I took from that. So when you're out looking for people to work with in your business, don't just take the people that pop up. Like, really work with the people that you want to work with. And this is something that I loved looking at, because I guess in Young Living there's a sense of just taking the people that show up. But I really liked what he said in there. Really choose people and create.
Go out and fight the people. Find the people that've got character.
Yeah, you got it. That's right. Yeah, totally. That are fun, that you enjoy working with. So I'm just making sure. I think that's about everything that I took from.
I also wrote down for him too that I only wrote 3 things down from that, but also pick the people that are coachable.
Yeah, that's really key as well. Yeah, and that and another thing that I took from him was he said that when you signed up to Young Living as you know, when you sign up, you actually, and you said yes to the business, you've signed up to become a coach. So, you know, you kind of come in really underprepared, and that's how we learn. Like, we learn through doing. And I think that was part of his whole thing. And he said the key to success is making it about others and helping people reach their goals. So, yeah, one of the key things, 4 key things he said about Young Living is that it has a purpose. It's not about profit. It's quality over quantity. We put others first, and, you know, we become, as people, ambassadors of the brand. So he asked us to list these 5 steps in the culture of your business. You know, what are the top 5 things that you really notice about the culture in your team? And what kind of coach are you? What kind of team player are you? And what will you do differently? And yeah, that's what I really got out of Ty's thing. I'm just going to check this last slide here about, you know, not this jersey. If I think he, like, this is almost like a positioning statement or a branding statement to do with the All Blacks. And they, you know, it's like a representation. And he said you could do this with any of the products in Young Living. You know, you could create a really strong, strong sense around any of the key products in it, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's me. That's wrapping up Ty. He was just awesome dude. I went and met him at the lunch afterwards and chatted to him for quite a while about Kiwis and All Blacks, and he was just really personable. He's a dad. I think he's got 3 or 4 kids. Pretty cool dude. So welcome to him on the Young Living crew. So who's up next? We've got Chris talking on Schreider, on Al Schreider. So Chris,
Yes,
handing over to you, dude.
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, so that should be. Okay, Mr. Al Schreider. He's Al Schreider. They even had his name spelled wrong at the APAC. But anyway, he's been here they had him down here for the mastermind in Sydney office. He's been around on the network marketing scene for many, many years. He's like a veteran. And he spoke about a few different things, but his book, and I'm going to encourage you all to get his book called Icebreakers, because he spent the first 18 months of his career getting no from a lot of people. In fact, by the time he'd got so many no's, he'd burnt out all his friends, relatives, and people that had come to him. And so he decided to find out why people were saying no. And it had nothing to do with them, but the way that he was actually presenting his information and the way he was presenting it to different types of people. So there was 3 primary questions that he started to learn that were basically secret ninja tricks about how you actually bypass the conscious mind and get straight to the subconscious mind. And in his book Icebreaker, you'll learn a number of those different questions, but basically there's 12 words that you have to know. And the first one is, would it be okay? And then, sorry, that was the third one. The first one is, I'm just curious. And he uses that in the sense that I'm just curious, because, you know, have you ever felt like, you know, that every day is such a hard day to get through? Or depending on the type of person that he's talking to, if it's someone that's in bellboy, you know, have you ever I'm just curious, have you ever thought about earning an extra paycheck a week? So basically that question, I'm just curious, is all about getting the person to start nodding their head and say yes in their mind. And so once that happens, then the next few words that you use is, I just found out. And he said, when you use those words, I just found out, that, you know, this, and it could be, I just found out that there's this energy drink that just keeps you going all day. And, you know, and then you can actually add a little bit to that. But when you say the words, I just found out, it switches the mind off, because the mind is a thing that's just so curious. And as soon as you say that to someone, all of a sudden you've got all their attention. So first of all, you start with, I'm just curious, then you go to the, I just found out. And then the last one that he uses is, would it be okay if you were to be able to try these products for a week or something like that? But it's, you know, because kids say that all the time, you know, when they come up to mum and say, Mum, would it be okay if I did my homework next week? Because they've used that word, would it be okay? All of a sudden it makes you say yes. So you should try it out. And it's those words used in proper context will certainly open up the way you have your conversations. You're getting more people saying yes. The second thing that he talked about was understanding a person's colour. And as you can see on the screen here, we've got the yellow, blue, green and red. And basically he breaks people down into 4 different types of people. He started off with the yellow. Yellow people are people who are caring, they encourage, they share, they're patient, they're relaxed. They're all always wanting to help. It's not about the money for them. So if you were to present the business to them, you've switched them off straight away. But if you were to present how Young Living is very caring for people and it helps people in their life, you know, the yellow person's in. Like if you say to them, oh, I really need some help to run a meeting, they're there. So it's a question of starting to recognise, you know, which person there is. The next one was the blue people, and the blue people, they're all about fun. And so, you know, they're social, they're dynamic, they're demonstrative, they're enthusiastic, they're persuasive, just like Rah. And so, didn't get any answer there. But anyway, you know, you'll find that, you know, if you tell them it's going to be a lot of fun at the meeting, we're going to do or, you know, if you join this company, you get to go on lots of holidays, that's it, they're in, you know, because you've come from a fun point of view. Blue people are just all about that. So if you recognise what type they are, then you can sort of find out what language you need to speak to. Now, if you've got people who are red, they're competitive, demanding, determined, strong-willed, purpose, like to be the boss. They're more interested in the money. So if you say to them, hey, I've got this great company and you can earn I almost said a shitload of money. If you can earn a lot of money out of it, or it's going to really give you a lot of income, you've got the red person's attention right there, and then they'll say, show me the compensation plan. And so it's just trying to recognise those people. And then, of course, the green people, they're the people who like all the information. He says they're like the engineers, you know. And so if you're inviting them in the meeting or to a presentation, you say, come and sit in the back. There's lots of information, and I want you to assess it for me and see what you think, you know. And you'll be up the back and you won't have to worry about the people. A green person will come along straight away. Now, usually if you start to look at, just think about yellow people, just give. I do facial profiling as well, and they always represents the ski jump nose people. They tend to fit into that yellow area a lot quicker. So, but just recognise if you've got someone who's very caring, you want to ask them that way. So he did present some questions that you can ask somebody. 3 questions that basically will help you to find out, you know, where that person is. And so, you know, the first one question was, well, what do you do for a living? And generally, you know, that would give some sort of indication. And we use the example of a lady who is a school teacher looking, you know, doing after, you know, 7th graders or 3rd graders or something like that. And he says, oh, you might think she's a yellow. And then he said to her, and what do you do in your spare time? Oh, I can't wait to get away from those little brats. You know, so she wasn't really a yellow person. She was doing it for a job. And then she talked about how she just can't wait to get away and just have fun. And I think it was. And so she turned out to be a blue person, even though she was doing a yellow job. And, you know, in the last question that he asked was, what do you spend, you know, where do you like to spend most of your time? So you basically got, what do you do in your spare time? And then what do you think about most of the time? So, so that gives you an idea. I encourage you to get into Big Al's work. You know, his book's The Icebreakers. If you want to take your Young Living business to a whole new level, that is certainly a must. You can actually find lots of YouTube videos of Big Al Schreiter. It's spelled S-C-H-R-E-I-T-E-R. That's Big Al or Tom Schreiter, S-C-H-R-E-I-T-E-R. And so there you have it. That's the update for Big Al, and I'll hand it back to the team.
Cool. Thanks, Chris. It's awesome. Love Schreiter's stuff. Useful. I didn't know it was a blue, so thanks. People have been trying to tell me I'm yellow, then red, and then I don't know. Who knows? I'm a rainbow. Woo. I live in Byron. So who's...
Or you can be a chameleon and just change accordingly.
Yeah, I like that one. That's good. Yeah, that's you. Right. All right. So who's up next? We got we're gonna do some Ningxia girls, and then we got Robert.
Oh yeah, Ningxia shots. Here we go. Time for Ningxia.
Who's up for Ningxia? That would be nice. I gotta have my cup of tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I be uncouth and have a swig out of my big bottle?
Yeah, you can. That's good. As long as it's not vodka, you're all right. Cheers. Ningxia break. Instead of Kit Kats, we have Ningxias. Now, Robin, you're up, girlfriend. Talking on Terry Seacrest, one of our favourite ladies. Hope all of you got to see her as she's touring around. It's all yours, Robin. Take it away.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, but it's not really. Can you see that?
Not yet. Click on the green share screen.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Try it again. It might sometimes take a little while to come up.
Oh, okay, so desktop. Okay, now I've got it. Is that right? Can you see it now?
Not yet, but waiting.
Yeah, when you do that, Robin, it'll come up with your box.
Okay.
You got it now?
So we've got your desktop. So you might want to choose stop sharing your screen and choose the actual screen that you've got your Terry Seacrest slides on.
Yeah, I'm putting this up first because I'm a little bit nervous. If I come to this one, I'm going to lose my slides. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the Young Living Foundation up first because even though I'm speaking about Terry Seacrest, she talked about entrepreneurship, and social entrepreneurship is where it ends. And I just want to make everyone aware of the Young Living Foundation first because that's where I'm very passionate about. And if you haven't been to this website, you go on to the Young Living Foundation and .org, and it just tells you all about their projects and what they're doing and like rebuilding Nepal, etc. You can sponsor a child, and you can also round up your change when you're doing your orders. So I think it's really important that we give back to those who need it. So I'm just going to go to my, I'm not very good at this, so.
Robin,
anyway,
there was,
Robin,
yeah.
Yeah, Robin, can I just come in on that as well? That was three main things that we learnt as well about the Young Living Foundation. One of them I've posted up on my team about now, if you're going to shop on Amazon, that you can actually go to Amazon Smile instead.
What I was going to say. Yeah, that's
all exactly the same products. And at the end, you pay exactly the same price, but at the end you have a choice of which foundation or which charity you want to donate a percentage of that to. And Young Living Foundation is actually on Amazon Smile. So that was a good one.
It was awesome. And it was like smile.amazon.com, and then you just order the same thing. It was awesome.
Yeah. And the other thing is as well that we can now round up to the closest dollar at the end of the month on your essential rewards order. So can you imagine if everybody in Young Living rounded up, and if it was 50 cents a person that came through, that would be a lot of money going through to the Young Living Foundation. So there's the possibility of doing that now at the end when you check out on your Essential Rewards orders. And the last one was, what was the last one, Rah? Where have you gone? Or can Louise help me, or one of you other leaders?
That keeps calling me. He's trying to go off to sleep, and he's like, "Mom, the roof was leaking in our bus." And anyway. So that's why I keep disappearing, because I'm plugging up the hole with blue tack. Typical mum-ism. I have to sticker flex it tomorrow. Anyway.
I'm trying to think of the third thing that we were given. There was 3 different things.
Sponsor a child?
Oh, sponsor a child, yeah.
Sponsor a child, yeah. And we got which is so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that Young Living Foundation. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Robin.
So I'm just talking about the 8 pillars of marketing highlights and how to create momentum. Terry Seacrest, of course, she was over in Australia. Probably most of you saw her. But I just really love her. I love how she's so vibrant and just so real. And so I really love entrepreneurship, and my target market is female entrepreneurs. And I just really take on board the Young Living products being in every home. And it really is every home. Like, they have it in mud huts, and they really are dedicated to really making a difference in the world. And I think I'm very proud to be affiliated with Young Living, in the sense that the company was not founded on marketing a product so much as it was founded on just really sharing and caring for others. And it's all the way through the company, and no other company has kept me for this long, believe me. So free enterprise, it does feed philanthropy, and really network marketing does have the potential to change our culture. I so believe in this business, and I have been involved in it for many years, and I never found a company that I really resonated with, or a product. So I've spent over 30 years looking, believe me. And I am a perfectionist, and I really need something that is a value and worth quality. So I came home when I found Young Living. And being an entrepreneur is such an adventure, and Terry really depicts that. And these are some of my team members at the different meetings, and I just love them all so much. And we have such a great time. And so I really loved how she talked about 3 daily success principles. And really, it all starts with a success mindset. So you need a success mindset. You need to function from that every day. When you get up, you're a successful entrepreneur. And even though you've only been in the business for 2 weeks, you still tell yourself you're successful and this is what you're doing. And no matter what happens, you just get up, wipe the dust off your feet, and you keep saying you're successful. And it's all about getting to know your product and learning the marketing skills, and then connecting, networking, and learning leadership skills. Entrepreneurs weren't born, they're actually trained. So you don't have to be naturally entrepreneurial. You can just learn it all. It's not difficult. And as you can see, this doesn't look like it's going to stand up for much. And a lot of people, when they come into network marketing, they come in with just thinking that they can just have one pillar. It's not like that. It's a strategy. And you have the 8 pillars. And I'm not going to talk about all of those, because I know most of you have spoken with Terry, and we've only got a limited amount of time. But you need to have that strong marketing strategy, and we're just going to talk about a couple of things. So Okay, first of all, you need to look at, well, who do you know? Well, I suggest that you want to get to know someone who knows thousands of people, because that's going to grow your business fairly quickly. And if you're mixing with people who really don't have the mindset, it's not going to take you anywhere. You really need to be looking for people that have that type of mindset if you want to move quickly. So one versus many, that's another way. You can hold classes and ask for referrals and make it a happening event, not a presentation. Make it fun. Have a kick-off event to celebrate that you're going in a new direction. Let people know what you're doing now. Make it informative and fun. Have a clear goal and just enjoy the experience and let it flow. Don't make it too complicated. Believe me, I've been doing it for years. Keep it simple. Start people off with the premium starter kit because it's our best value pack and I just love it. I know some people won't want to, but that's what I focus on. You just don't complicate it then. It's simple and people love the value for it. Reflection, get feedback from your workshops, run surveys for clients and friends, and that helps you to be able to improve on what you're doing already. Just, run a few questions by people and ask them, what did you think? What would you add? What would you do to make it more exciting? Copy other people's marketing. Watch out for copyright, but be an observer. Take photos of your experiences and use them and make it fun. And she gave us Shazam, which was a playlist for events. So, if you want that later on, I can send it to anyone. And Terry Seacrest is on YouTube as well. You can check her out for learning how to do presentations on there. How to blog. It's the new era in business. All you got to do is Google and say how to blog and learn it. It's not difficult. It's just about helping yourself. And she talked about the 70-20-10 rule. 70% on the job learning experience, 20% learning from others, and 10% formal training courses and certifications. And 70% is on the job. So you just jump in the deep end and you just, like they say, you just do shit. Okay, create momentum. You've got to change your perspective. Momentum rules. It really does. If you don't create momentum in your business, you're not going to go anywhere. I'm an expert at procrastinating. Well, I was. And so I'm an expert at talking about how to create momentum now because I just got over it. So there's some tips on how to create momentum. Go faster than the speed of disbelief. Just do it. Because the only reason you're not is because you're hung up about something. So you need to just get over it and do it. Success means you're building a team. Every great leader has a support team. And you just need to find a mentor. And if it's somebody, if you don't have an upline mentor, go crossline. Find anyone you resonate with in Young Living because everyone's loving and caring here and everyone loves to share. Have selective hearing. Probably time to nearly finish. Don't listen to average people. Only speak words of life. Focus on people that you want to do business with, and thou shalt take good notes and email them to your team with what you learned, just the bits and pieces. Share it with them so that it can help them to grow too, and compile them as soon as possible because they'll just sit in the cupboard. Mentor others and be a great listener and have a circle of trust in your team. Know your top 5 core values and be aware of them and live by them. And don't let anybody rob you of what your values are. And, yes, that's the best part. Remember Terry saying that? I love that. And it's all about interacting, educating, inspiring, entertaining and connecting. That's 80% and 20% promoting. A lot of people get it the other way around and they spend a lot of time trying to promote. It's a waste of time. Just get out there and do it. And that's the best part. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rob. That was great.
Oh, I better stop.
Clapping after that. Awesome.
Sorry, it was very quick, but I knew I couldn't be long.
Good. Well done.
was
That
great.
was very cool. Very professional. So,
We'll have to invite her back.
yeah. So
December.
who's up next? We've got Jenny. Jenny Drew. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Jen, handing over the
So
floor.
okay. Let me see how I go with sharing my screen. There we are. Is that working? Oh, share screen. Okay. Okay, can you see the screen? Yes?
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm talking about a young woman from Hong Kong, Gretchen King Ann, who rose to Royal Crown Diamond very quickly within Young Living. Very inspiring speaker. So her talk was about from full-time mum to Royal Crown Diamond, how you can also do it. And so I'm recapping what she spoke about because I'm also a full-time mum and lots of my team members are too. So I was inspired by her. You can see from the photo there just how young she is too. So just like me. So 80% of business builders in Young Living are women. That was one of her initial points. And for her, it's been very important to keep a balance in her life. So the relationship with her spouse, with her health, and her child. So she took us through the A to H of Young Living blends for becoming a Royal Crown Diamond. So she was really the only speaker who brought in quite specific use of oils in the book, and I really enjoyed that. So I was going to have a few of the oils ready, but I don't have so many of the ones that she talked about. I do have clarity, so I'm just going to pop a bit on it before we start. We were going to be talking about our favourite oil. So I'm popping a bit of clarity on the crown of my head as I talk about her use of oils. So she started with A for abundance. Abundance doesn't just refer to money, abundance in all aspects of life. So she has the ritual of using abundance oil daily. She didn't go very much into the ritual that she uses, but she just spoke about using abundance freely. B for believe, aligning your belief system using believe oil at the crown of the head. Again, not a lot of information about how she uses the oil or how often. She did say where she puts it. Now, how do I slide my thing down? Rah or someone? How do I make it? Oh, got it. Here we go. C for change, for things to change around you. First, you have to change. Use transformation oil. So Gretchen's example was if you want a supportive husband, you have to support him first. What we noticed was that quite a few of the Royal Crown Diamonds really spoke a lot about finding the balance with family life and with their husbands in particular as they rose very quickly to the level of Crown Diamond and Royal Crown Diamond. They spoke about just finding that balance with their family members and particularly their partners. So Gretchen spoke quite a bit about being there to support her husband. So D for her darlings. So spend time with your darlings, your family and your team members. She suggests gathering oil for that. So putting gathering oil in a spritzer bottle and spraying it around at meetings, and meet with your team members regularly because they're your darlings. E for education. Self-education is your best education. Use inspiration oil and be inspired. Watch videos, read books, keep yourself informed, do what you love and what feels good to you. F for forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive others, use forgiveness oil. And G for grateful. Be grateful for everything. She suggested keeping a Thanksgiving journal. So again, she spoke about her husband. in difficult times in her relationship with him, she wrote down all the things that she was grateful for, that she loved about him, and used gratitude oil as part of that ritual. And finally, H for humility. Remember to be humble, using humility oil on your heart morning and night. She briefly mentioned the Love Languages book by Gary Chapman. She said, find out the love languages of your team members and speak their language. Are you ready to give? So Gary Chapman has quite a lot of love languages books now. I have some in my bookshelf, the main one, and then there's one for children and one for teens, one for men and one for women. Really enjoyable read. Last little point from Gretchen. Gretchen's focus is 99% on meeting people and running classes and teaching others how to use the products. At meetings, she works with people as though they are already members. Just teach them how to use the oils. Encourage them to use the oils in their life. They can start small, even just one bottle. So that really impacted me about Gretchen, that she really is promoting for the mums how to use the oils right at the start. She's teaching them practical skills that they can use in everyday life. Last point, empower yourself and all the women in your life. And remember, a happy wife leads to a happy life. That's it from Gretchen. Back to you, Rah.
Awesome, Jen, that was so good. Very fast. I love how she does that alphabet of oils. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good summary. Cool. And if those of you haven't tried Clarity yet, such a good oil for studying. Epic. Love that oil. Now, who we got up next? Pull my little sheet out of goodies. We're going to have Rona. Oh my God, Rona. In the house. Are you back, sister? Where are you?
I'm back, but my computer just completely blanked out, so I'm just putting it back on.
Yes, have you got your little silver, look, your little sticky outy, bloody, you could like get your little phone and stand it up, do your live video. Come on.
No, I haven't got one of those, and you should have got one.
They're so cool. So,
you need to skip to the next one and come back to me because I've got my presentation in my computer.
Oh, whoopsie. Okay, so Louise, you're up. You thought you had some extra time up your sleeve and now you don't. We're on the spot. Are you there and ready to rock and roll?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Have you got me on the screen there?
Yep, we gotcha. I've got, except, no, we don't have you. We still got.
I've got no idea.
We still have you on the screen.
Yeah.
No, Louise on this end.
No. So Louise, it'll switch to you when you start talking, love.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be, we just had such an amazing time at APAC. And as Rah said, making the connections with others. And this is really what it's all about, is coming together as a community and learning from each other. And if we cross line and we have that connection, that's wonderful, because we're here to learn for the common cause. And the common cause is to get as many oils into households across the planet. That's Gary's wish, into every household. So we have to do it step by step. So what I picked up from the APAC is with Hal, he was talking about innovation and how can we become more innovative in our businesses. And I do want to share, I've just got 2 slides. Now just bear with me. It's an unusual slide given that we're in the health industry, but it's sort of, let me just have a look here. Can you see that? Can you see that there, right?
Yeah, we can see you. We got it.
Okay.
It's the MRI.
So, as we can all see, it's an MRI. A lot of people have had MRIs, and it's a very scary experience, and particularly if children have to go into an MRI. And what one of the doctors was noticing, that each time the children went into it, the fear that would come up for the child and also for the parents. And it's a really scary thing. So this doctor decided that he would like to create something that perhaps wasn't so scary for the children. And let me just see if I can show you this other one. Here it is here. So what they did, their innovation, was to come up with an MRI where the children could go in there, and this is a rocket machine, they feel like they're out of space, and the children would have a much pleasant or a better experience all around. So basically what we're wanting to do is to come up with something, this is just highlighting innovation, but basically we're wanting to come up with, you got me here? I think I've just, have you got me here? I don't know if I'm still back on.
It's your desktop.
It's logging out. Sorry, you might have to move on. I'm having problems here.
Right, Louise, you have to stop sharing the screen. That'll bring you back to your picture.
Go. And you left. Turn it off.
Rah, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. All right, thanks. So, all right. So, Rona, can you do your computer? Can you get going? Because Louise
I'm
just...
on now. I'm all good.
Yeah, good. Louise just killed herself on the thing. She logged out of her whole computer.
I think she logged out of her computer in
It
general.
was a very cute grandma thing to do. It was awesome. We love you, Louise.
All right.
Hey, I'm a grandma too.
Yeah, you did amazing. Okay, go, Rona.
Okay, I'm going in to share my screen. So I go on to
Share screen.
that one. Can you hear me okay, or is it really echoey?
It's really echoey.
Do you have a second device on, Rona?
Rona, you need to hang your phone up.
No, it's my daughter.
Yeah, Bianca, can you hang the phone up, honey? And just go watch through Mum's computer. You can only have one of those devices on at the same time. We can still see you, Bianca. You can't hide. You have to hang it up. Okay. So if everyone's gone, then Chris, you can put your hat on and do a funny dance. Come on. Oh, only kidding. We lost Rona. So so we were gonna. So Jen, maybe Jen, do you want to come on and have a bit?
I'm here now. I'm back.
Back
I'm here.
in the hood. All right, come on, let's get
I
on.
muted it because it was terrible.
Yes.
So I'm all good. Okay, so I need to. So I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I just want to open up. Where do I go into this, Bianca, to put it onto the slide? Yeah, where? It's not there. Come and help me, please. Oh, yes. That one. And then we push that
play button. It says play.
Yes. So, yeah, that's the start of it. So, no, that's not the one I want. I've got two opened up now because my computer closed down.
Oh,
here we go.
So plays on the right there. Yeah.
That's this one. Okay, Bianca, I need you to help me.
There's a button, a green button. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, I've got it. Because there was 2 open from before, so it was.
I don't know why, but you made 2. Remember?
There we go. So this was the panel discussion with the diamonds, Royal Crown diamonds. Yeah, so it was called the Road to Diamond. So it was with Linda Simpson from Australia, which most of you should know.
Which I think we're all in her team, aren't we? I think all of us, just about, or nearly.
Yes. Yep. All of us except for Chris.
Yeah.
Maggie Tong from Hong Kong. Hitomi Harada from Japan. So when she actually spoke, she spoke in Japanese and it had to be translated. So it did take a little bit of
her. She was amazing.
Bit of time to get through. And Wan Normajida from Malaysia. She was actually Muslim and had the headpiece on and everything as well. And John Wong from Singapore, and it was commentated by Kristen Todd. So it was a very interesting mix of culture, and they were asked a few different questions. So the first one was the challenges that they faced in becoming diamonds. This was Linda Simpson's answers. So the challenges that she faced was actually not doing everything that she needed to be doing in building her business. So she talked to a lady about this, and that was in her team, and she said, well, I found that I'd come home from school, I'd drop the kids off at school, I'd come home thinking, yep, I'm going to do my Young Living business today, and get home and think, right, where am I going to start? What do I have to do first? So she made this activity chart that you could go through for building your business, and you tick it off at the end of the day so she could see, you know, what she'd achieved, where she'd gone through, what she'd actually done. And by the end of the month or by the end of the week, you could actually note the parts on it that she hadn't ticked because they were the weaknesses and they were the parts that they didn't want to actually do. So then Linda decided that by doing this, then she would be able to focus more on the unticked activities, which a lot of them were with using personal development and reading and listening to things, and just getting out there and asking questions in a different way. So I suppose it goes a bit back to what Chris was saying earlier on about, you know, using ideas from other people and thinking about rewording things, and maybe you're not actually asking the right questions. So Linda also talked about using form when you're asking people about themselves that I'd never heard of before. So apparently F stands for family. So, you know, asking about their family, or do you have children, etc., what their occupation is, you know, what sort of work do you do, what they like to do in their recreation or their downtime, or the R could be either that or relationship. And M was for money. So, you know, they're basically their financial situation, you know, so that came from that. And Kristen Todd came back in on that, saying that that was a great idea to actually do this activity chart. And she suggested that you do the difficult things first, or the challenging things first, like do it back to front. Do the most difficult things first and you'll find that it'll be a lot easier. I'll just show you that chart, and I do actually have it, but I'm not sure if it's going to open up.
So Rona, we've got 4 minutes. I just want to let you know time.
Okay. Well, if you want that chart, you can email me at younglivingrona@gmail.com. And I can forward it on to you. And then you can actually personalise it a little bit yourself. So the next challenges that were faced, so Maggie Tong from Hong Kong, so challenges in team building. With the less confident members of the team, she spends a lot of time with her team and takes note of the quieter ones. And she tries to spend more time with those ones on a one-on-one basis to build confidence confidence with themselves. And she says that everybody can be a leader, whether they're actually talkative and really social or not, or more introvert. Kristen Todd said, teach people to duplicate from the beginning and instill in them the duplication process so that they can teach others and pass it on. John Wong, so he was a lot more spiritual from Singapore. He was great, actually. He talked about to transform every individual.
Microsoft Entourage needs your attention.
To transform every individual in personal development, but what motivates us is to continue to do this without evoking religion or medical claims, and we actually see people's lives improving in all different ways, whether it's in their health and their family, and the person actually evolving their consciousness, so being more aware of themselves as an individual with the personal development. A good organisation is well spiritually based. Ask your team members individually, what do you do that makes you feel fulfilled whilst you're doing young living? And then when you find that point that fulfills them, that makes them feel good, then if they focus on that, they will go out and share it more easily, just using that point. When we work with our team members, there is always going to be problems, but as YL is a community-based company, we evolve together. So Kristen Todd commented on how she'd never seen such a strong sense of community in any of her 4 other jobs that she's had over the last 26 years. Even when there's cross-lining, there's still sharing.
She actually said in other companies that there was no sharing between cross-lines.
She'd never ever seen it before, and she was actually quite shocked by it, I think, at the beginning. But she's actually endorsed it now. And that's what I put on there. This is what we're doing together tonight. So it's fantastic,
So we got 1 more minute, Rona. Is there any key things you want to share there? And then we'll probably let some
I'm nearly finished. There's only a couple of more slides. So one, whatever her name is, the time management, she still actually works another job because she loves her work and she found it hard to juggle. So her challenge was time management. When you say that you're building your business part-time, you'll never find time to do it. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. You're still taking YL as a hobby. So the minute that you do actually decide that you're going to do it as a business, you will find the time and you will fit it into your job. And Kristen Todd said that she was actually doing a time management course on Monday. It's the first time that she's actually ever done anything like that, and how that we all struggle with time management. Now, the Japanese girl said that she actually uses the seed to seal process with her team in growing them through the process. So in taking them as a seed and, covering them and until they blossom and grow and enlarge out into a tree. In Japan, people are very cautious about what they're getting into. It's also very important that YL's explained from the beginning correctly. Using your heart connection with YL overcomes obstacles and continuing on. When you have a vision in front of you, it's easier to get past those obstacles. How to identify a teachable leader. So Linda Simpson said that she uses face profiling, and that's what I've mentioned on here, that this is something that you can contact Chris Lewin about. He talked about it earlier on. He's actually got a course available on his website as well, which is noted there. So it's GPTH, is it? Oh, .com.au, not the at, take the ad out. I'll post it on the chat later. And also asking, does that leader have the same qualities of you? People are attracted to the same type of people. So identify what a leader looks like and start to become like a leader. And she said the same thing about the seed to seal, basically, but she talked about a mango and a mango tree. So covering them in the soil and watching it grow, because people that overcome challenges can become great teachers and leaders in that they can help others overcome the same challenges. Identify teachable leader. Ask, what do all the leaders have in common? And we all have key entrepreneurship character. And he said as well that you'd never see a diamond whinging that their upline didn't help them. That a diamond actually will take the bullet like a mafia boss and deal with it and just get on with their own job. You don't hear them whinging that they were never helped by anybody. Diamonds have done it themselves, taking the blame that you have never helped me. They reach silver. And then he talked about how a lot of people actually reach silver and then drop off. And start whinging because they're asking, or they're not even asking for more help. They're just blaming others that they haven't actually reached that further point and not actually digging into themselves and finding out why they haven't got there. And to all potential diamonds, a self-start. Avoid the ones that say, you never support me, that's why I'm like this. And he said Jacama, but I don't know who that is, but a lot of the Asian people knew who it was. And he said, don't focus on the success story as to why people succeed. Focus on the ones that don't succeed and avoid them. So pin them out. Yeah, she talked, both of these, I mixed both of these up, I'm not sure, but she talked about always ask your business builders, how can I help you? Always be there ready to help them when they do put their hand up and say, yeah, I want a hand now. And it doesn't mean that it's going to happen straight away. Sometimes it would be, sometimes it might be a year, sometimes it might be 2 years. So, but always make sure that they know that. Otherwise, there was the 3 points right at the end, the 3 tips that they gave.
Okay. So Rona, Louise was thinking about sharing a thing or two. So are you able to?
Yep. So the last one was one tip that helped you along the path to becoming diamond.
Yep.
Linda Simpson said, work harder on yourself and your work will develop. Maggie said, work on your team. John said, cherish relationships and harmony. Juan said, knowledge of your products. And Hitomi said, be modest and have balance. So there you go. That's the tips from the leaders.
Yay, that's really good. Nice summary there.
There's a lot on there, actually. So if anybody wants it, just ask me and I'll send it across.
Yeah, that's great.
Rah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. Sorry
Thanks,
about
Rona.
that.
That was awesome. Very professional.
Thank you.
Hey, Louise. So everyone, just go for another couple more minutes. I'm aware of time. And
yeah, I was talking about innovation, and that was the main key that I picked up from Hal, was to keep on reinventing ourselves in our business. And that is, again, through the communication and through the team effort. So next time we come on board, I'd love to talk more about that. But basically, keep learning. That's the thing. Ask questions of each other. Keep on inspiring each other to be all that you can be. So sorry about that before. Hopefully next time it'll be a better line for me.
Yeah. Cool. That was awesome. And yeah, we'll be doing a few more, I'm sure, girls and team. We'll be pulling these together. So thank you all for coming on. I would like to invite anyone to come off mute and ask some questions if you've got them. And I'm gonna allow a little bit of time for that. And if there isn't any questions, then we'll end the recording. So has anyone got questions?
I don't have a question, so to speak, but I just want to say thank you very much. This was just gold. The information was gold.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Brilliant. So anyone got a question out there? We had so much fun. It was awesome.
Very good.
No questions? I can't hear any questions. So anything else any of our leaders want to share?
I'm just typing on my email address if anybody wants.
Oh, thank you.
Rona,
You're still sharing your screen, Rona, just so you know.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Better be careful I don't show any boating shots in.
I know. Any crazy Indian hat shots? I don't want to know.
Is that crazy Indian hat one? Stop sharing.
Well, I'll say something because I just want to encourage every one of you. Everyone that is on this call is really special, and you really stand out from the status quo. So I just want to congratulate you all for being on here, because the average person would not take the time out. So congratulations to all of you.
Yep. That's it. That's it. And there's lots of people, you know, I've been getting messages through, oh, I missed it. What time is it? Oh, when does it start? You know, so you're done, you know, like if you missed it, you missed it. So what we're going to do on that note is, this is all recorded and you guys will have access to that. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, but I'll see if I can upload it just as a plain MP4 into the Facebook event. If not, you'll have to go to my YouTube channel and download it. And thank you all to the leaders. Thank you everyone for coming on. It was awesome to work with you. I love it. Let's do more.
Thanks, Rah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Another one.
Thank you. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. So beautiful. Bye, Bobby. Bye, everyone.
Say bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.
Great. Bye.
It was lovely to actually see you, Louise, in the flesh.